Hi, welcome to Prime Business Network and welcome to this new series called Start Young, Dream Big. My name is Ryan Vaz, founder director of Infinite 3D Private Limited, and I'm working with this team of enthusiastic young people at PBN to find youngsters who are studying and yet venture themselves into business. Today we have with us Mr. Velroid from Goodfellas Marketing and Co. A young gentleman who is studying in Don Bosco College, and we are looking at finding out with him, discussing with him to find out what is it that made him join into business and how is he thriving. Welcome, Velroid, for this show.
Thank you so much, sir, for having me on the show. It's an honor to be here, firstly.
Thank you for coming onto the show. What we would like to understand from you, I mean, just to kick off right off, is if you can briefly tell us what is it that you do, so that everyone knows what you are up to.
And Goodfellas Marketing and Co. is a marketing agency based in Goa. Basically, we create content for many businesses, various businesses in various domains, such as from restaurants, hotels, other businesses such as solar panels as well. And we create content for them so that they can create awareness around the market, around people, and educate the audience on what they do and how they do it differently from others.
Right. So, why did you get into business in the first place? I mean, why something like this?
For me, business always meant something interesting, something which is challenging. And I didn't want to do a 9 to 5, but I chose to do a 24/7 rather than 9 to 5. And I wanted to join business because I'm the third generation in my family who's doing business, but in a different domain. And it never, a 9 to 5 really never gave me that kick or that interest to get into. So I always wanted to try something of my own, something where I could create a name and at the same time help others with the work I do.
I mean, I love these three things that are important to you. Can you tell me something about your family background? You said your family is into business. What is it that they do?
My family comes from three generation business. My grandfather used to earlier have fishing boats and stuff. Shifted to my dad, where we have a traveling agency where we carry out tourism activities in Goa, and at the same time we service various schools and stuff for traveling services in Goa. And coming back to me, I am into social media management, marketing, and I want to explore other fields as well in this case.
So your family comes from a different background altogether. What gave you this idea of entering into business with social media marketing?
The one thing that enticed me to join marketing or the field of social media was the growing interest in this field, whereas the tourism industry is slightly on a decline, I would say, because there are various other tourism aspects opening in other states in Goa as well, and people prefer to have their own mode of transport rather than having rentals and stuff. Whereas marketing is a booming industry right now, where many businesses want to market, many individuals want to market, right from celebrities to celebrity restaurants, even sportsmen. They want to have a good brand visibility, and this is where I feel marketing, content creation plays a big role in the future, whereas AI also can be used to put out good stuff through creating ads or reels with the help of AI.
Right. In fact, what you said, Mr. Sandeep Kerkar was telling me the same thing, that today content is king. Everyone wants to consume content. Now, there are so many people who are into the marketing field. You yourself mentioned now that AI is come in and doing so many things. Then is marketing as a business model still relevant, Velroy?
The one thing that before entering also, I noticed that the marketing industry is really congested. There are a lot of players in the market, but there is no one who does something unique, something of its own. And that is where I guess we wanted to step up. The good fellas wanted to step up, where we create something of a very own, something which belongs to us through the story ideas, through the content creation and everything, which is original. And that is why the whole ideation started of having a marketing agency which is unique through its content, through its style of working. And if I talk about AI is something that you should use in your benefit, where I can utilize the easy methods to do something. Like, for example, I want a caption. I don't have to sit for hours and think about something. I can just chat GPT it or grok it, and I can get a good caption which will suit the customer type or the audience I want to target. And this helps really a lot in today's industry. And I feel AI is not a threat.
That is brilliantly said, Velroid, because I agree with you that there are two types of people. There are those who consume AI, and there are those who are going to use AI for their benefit. Absolutely, very well said. The next question that I wanted to ask you is, who is it, according to you, that is your role model in your business? Who mentors you in your business?
There's no one as such as mentors me, but I always look up to David Ogilvy, one of the finest marketing geniuses who has made ad films for Rolls-Royce and many other companies in this world. But besides that, as a personal role model, I would definitely look at my family, my grandparents, my father, who has gone through quite a lot of difficulties during that time, because running a business during that time was something difficult, whereas people would want to go toward the most stable source of income. But having an entrepreneurship mind in the late 90s is being very courageous. At least I have the platform like here where I can put out my business ideas, I can talk to people, I can connect. But during that time it was really difficult. And that really inspires me that during the hard times when there was nothing, they still stood out. If I have everything, why can't I stand up with that resources?
Absolutely. So, what do you think are the major differences then and now?
During that time, the major differences were like people would get scared. Firstly, the capital required. They would feel like, okay, if I have a certain amount, I would use it for my family or for saving it, not to invest into some business or some land where I can utilize it in the future. But now, through the help of your YouTube, through various AI apps and stuff, you get a lot of knowledge about how you can utilize your money and in what field you can put it. For example, if I want to start a marketing agency again, I would go to AI and ask them, okay, like what are the key factors which I would need in my agency to stand out? But during that time, if they wanted to start any business, they had to figure it out on their own, which would either mean like extreme failure or extreme success. Yes. But at least here you would fail something but learn better, right, and do it in a better way in the future. Right. That's what I feel is an advantage to us.
Right, and like you mentioned, you are going to be using the AI to help you get better solutions for your business. Very well, very good. In school, college, how are you managing? I mean, I'm sure there is always a pressure of exams and doing well and studies, and submitting your reports, hitting your attendance. How do you manage that and business?
The one thing is that, like, when it comes to my field of work, is that we can work from anywhere. It can be done remotely. It can be done even from classroom when you're free. And one thing that plays in my advantage is that the clients we have, that they understand that, okay, we are college students, we can be available only after, say, the second half of the day. Whereas the first half of the day, it's like caught up during college, say from 9 to 12 to 1, we're in college doing work. But even our teachers are understandable, where like we tell them, okay, we have a certain meeting with a certain person for our business, they would understand, because even I'm studying in the field of BBA only, which promotes business, which encourages to learn about business. And if I'm doing it practically, they always encourage me to do that. Attendance is sometimes an issue, but we usually don't face that, because I try to cover up it in the off season, when the rains and all, you don't have that much shoots or that much work to complete. So during that time, I try to finish major of my attendance, and I try to keep my time well scheduled.
Very nice. And I hope I'm not going to be putting you in a spot by asking you this question, but who in your college do you think is one of your biggest supports?
As in terms of
among your teachers, your principals, who amongst your colleagues, who is it that you get the most support from in your venture?
I would say Yeah, I have been lucky to be surrounded by quite a lot of people, including teachers, friends, and everyone around me is really motivating. Right from my mentors to my friends to my family, they support me in this venture. And it's not one individual, I would say it's a collective belief by all of them that they trust me in this whole field.
Very good. I'm quite proud that you are so mature with your thinking is so mature. A lot of what you're saying takes people years to learn. So kudos to you. You mentioned earlier that people talk about money as one of the first things that you need to start business. Is that true? Is it money that you really need to start your business?
Say money is one factor. If you're, it depends on the domain you're in. Like if you want to start small, I don't think so. You require a lot of money or a capital. You just require the passion to get it done. Because I had this one friend of mine who before even I started a marketing agency, I said, bro, I do not have a capital to start. I do not have experience. But he told me this one thing. He said, get into the field and see what you need. You'll figure it out on your own. And that is one learning which I keep. Unless and until I don't say yes to doing something, I won't learn how to do it.
Very good.
That one friend of mine is, if I can mention his name, he is Mohit Murgaonkar.
Okay.
He's currently studying in IIM, and last year he gave me this talk. He's like, if you don't try it out, you won't learn anything. Rather just give it your 100%, and even if you fail, you'll be 10% ahead of the people who are in at your time.
Very good, very inspiring. You can't learn swimming by standing at the edge of the pool. You have to jump in. That's the only way to learn. And business is exactly like that. You have to be full in to understand what is it that you are going through and what is it that happens. Brilliant, very well said. What is his name again?
His name is Mohit Murgaonkar.
And what does he do?
He is currently studying in IIM,
Okay.
and he is pursuing his MBA.
So he is also a student.
He's a student still.
Very good. Tell me one thing. What is your business model? How do you make money?
So the one thing that we create social media content for our clients. Say for example, there is a restaurant who is launching out and they need to create awareness of social media marketing. So we go to them, we pitch them the idea that okay, this is what we will be doing for you to create buzz around the place around Goa, that your cafe is launching or your restaurant is launching, and we'll create in content in this such. So we charge them a monthly retainer. For example, we charge them an X amount which they have to pay us every month to create a certain number of content pieces, say 5 reels and 8 posts, which are very engaging. And what happens in this, they create buzz around social media, where people who consume content know about this place and tell their friends, family about it. And then the business model we run is that they pay us at the end of the month a certain X amount, and then I remove my costs. For example, my light setups, my camera costs, my editing costs, and overall all my salaries and all my expenses are covered during that month. And then at the end of the month, whatever remains, I keep 50% as a profit to me, and 50% goes into the reserves for the future, like needs. If I have to purchase something in the future, or if there's any problem in the future, I can tackle it with the help of the money which I save.
Good. So from the profits that you're making, you're reserving 50% for your personal expenses and 50% for further growth, which is again a very good business thought process. You mentioned about salaries. How big is your team and how do you manage your team?
Team of 6 to 7 people, where each one of them are students as well, and they work remotely from their homes or from their comfort zone, but each of them are given a time frame to work from. So like so at the start of the month, you're given a certain schedule. Okay, of this month of the day, I would want you to give me this content which I've given you to make, and they complete that. So they are not born to go into office. They don't have to spend extra hours after their college going to another place to work. Rather, they can work from home or in college whenever they're free, and this gives them that motivation. Okay, if I can work from home and earn a certain amount, why not do it in a better way? Which motivates them. And they are students, and if they're getting paid, they'll be like, oh, I'm getting paid and I'm already earning a decent amount compared to others still being in college. Right. Why not do it properly?
Right. So what Velroid is doing is not just creating a business, but is also creating more entrepreneurs and creating employment for people in Goa. And he started it at this very young age. Very well done. If you were to face a challenge, Uh, what is your foreseeable challenge that might come up, you think?
The biggest challenges which I would face in my industry is one of that is employee turnover. Like if my employees maybe someday leave me or they find a better opportunity, how do I tackle that? Because in today's time, finding quality people to work with you is very difficult because the amount of opportunities and the overall scope of work, because they would be like, okay, if I'm getting a better opportunity, why not go there? Which is good for everyone's personal growth. And the one way I would try to tackle this is always try to search around for more options, try to employ as many young people as possible so that we can teach them from scratch and they have that one sense of belongingness towards the agency or towards the company where they feel, okay, we started off here, why not we just grow along with it? And as we grow, we also will develop our own skills as we started earlier.
So, as a third generation entrepreneur, do you think that really works? That way you take a person, train them from beginning? Because generally people believe that if I take a person, train them, and then eventually, or people complain to me that I take people, train them, and they leave. Do you think that works? Which of the scenarios is more true according to you?
My whole model of business as of now is small. I'm not at the large scale where I need a skilled person at the start. My target would rather be I would take students who have a rough skill and just polish it off, which would initially give me that 3 year span where they till they pass out. I have 3 years for them to understand, okay, that they are also learning something, and in that time they're polishing their skills. And during that time, if they want to stay, it would give me a better enhance because okay, we have started from scratch, and then he would work with that same energy, and I wouldn't have any problem of turnover. But in the idea, being a third generation business and always teaching someone from scratch is not a good idea in most of the businesses. But in my business, somehow it works well, and it's business to business. So if you're in a product line, it is a different kind of employment strategy you require. In every business, every domain, there are different kinds of employees, every strategies, HR strategies you require. And marketing is one area where opportunities flow. If today I am offering someone an X amount of salary, another agency will offer him another X amount of salary. It depends person to person where he wants to stay.
Right. And how do you choose people? How do you choose your team? What do you look for in a person?
I would say I look for someone who has the passion of working. The skill is one, but the passion of working is something which is rare. Some people would just work for the money and they would not put their heart and soul into like, okay, I want to make this one piece of content really good, and I would do anything to it. I would stay up late night besides my working hours and do it in a way that no one can do it. And there are some people who would be like, okay, I work it during my office hours or during my work hours, and I won't give an extra edge towards it because that is, they do it for the money, which is not wrong. But at the same time, once you have passionate people around you, you stay motivated to do better for them, find better clients so that even they can earn a bit more. And that is one thing which I try to always see, that even the clientele which we have, it should be very positive where they give good feedback and at the same time they encourage you to do better content rather than stay and just do the regular content with others, because then the difference setter won't remain.
True. So that's another very interesting thing that Velroid has pointed out, that the responsibility of a business owner is not just to pay salaries, but to keep his employees motivated, retained, growing on a continuous basis, which again is another challenge by itself. But it's a very interesting challenge to have, because that is something that keeps the entrepreneur as well as the employees on their toes. At the same time, it gives the best to their to the clients. Am I right? One last question for you, Velroid, is that if I mean, you've got so many friends now with you. You are, I'm sure there are a lot of students that are looking up to you. What would be your message to them as as they are getting ready to step into the world?
I would have the same message as I followed, where my friend told me, like, go out and try it out. Just don't sit and think upon it. Rather than experiment, learn, fail. Because unless you fail, you won't learn. And if it works out before you fail, that's even better, because you have done something by learning from someone else and doing it in a better way. rather than sitting and just saying, okay, I wish I could do this. Just do it. Just try it out, because you live once, and if you fail once, you get better opportunities in the future. And God always rewards you for your hard work. He doesn't look upon you on anything else. He just looks at your hard work. And if you fail today, you will win tomorrow. That is the one motive which I guess everyone should follow.
Brilliant. I am so impressed and happy to have Velroid on the podcast today, because this young boy is showing wisdom beyond his years. We really wish you all the very best, and I hope to have more people like you on this show, and I hope that a lot more people see this interview and I get it and are motivated as I am today. Thank you so much.
So thank you for this opportunity. Yes, sir.